you're prepared to break the silence, I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am down and on my knees, and I may fall as I'm so close to the end.
Hello again, long time no see, and welcome back to another episode on Turf Four House TV. That rhymed. Oh my God, lyrical genius. However, welcome back to the channel. I will try and speak a bit slower this time. I will slow it down. Breathe, Daniel. Breathe. As I say, I've not even had a chance to change into a Burnley shirt, nothing. It's just been a mad rush this evening, but I do appreciate everybody's love and support. So yeah, football is back. Football is back. Ryan's been with me along the way, obviously covering the women's Euros. However, this is where we go from friends to foes come Friday. Only for 90 minutes. Only for 90 minutes. After that, that's it. Friendship's back again. But yeah, Huddersfield versus Burnley, and I am looking forward to such an absolute stormer of a game. The opening day of the championship, as I say, the opening game, of the championship, which should be very, very interesting away at the John Smith Stadium. As I say, I will bring Ryan in a second. But as I asked you in the last one, or if you've not come over from the last one and you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, please do drop a like on this video. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I don't know why I'm pointing up there because the button's that way, that side, that there. I keep forgetting that the screen is mirrored. So yeah, it's that side. So yeah, I do appreciate everyone. Please do drop a subscribe on the channel and subscribe to Ryan as well. His link is in the description, but I'll let him also shout out his channel when he comes in. So yeah, we are on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and all that jazz. And here is where you can find us. So here we are in the battle lab, the battleground as it is. Ryan is donning his brand new this season shirt, as we were just speaking about. And yeah, I'm looking forward to chatting as always. But first and foremost, Ryan, I'm sure people can tell you're a Huddersfield Town fan. But yeah, let people know what stuff you do on YouTube and where people can find you. And again, thank you for coming on.
No worries, mate. Again, first of all, thank you for having me on. I love being on your channel. It's been fantastic to kind of come on a few times over the, for the Euros as well. So, like I say, big up yourself, mate. I really appreciate you having me on. But yeah, I do a range of things on my channel. Previews, vlogs, which is one of my newest kind of content. Kind of things that I've been doing. And yeah, and predictions as well. So I do a range of things really. You can find me on YouTube, Huddersfield Town Fan TV. Yeah, like I say, another vlog coming on Friday for the Burnley game, of course. I'll be there. And then you can find me on my social media as well, HTFTV8. I always get that. It's such a hard one to say.
I kept thinking, is he going to get it first time? That's all I kept thinking. He's going to get it wrong. He's going to get it wrong.
But yeah, you can follow me on those on my Instagram and Twitter. They're both the same name anyway. But yeah, that's it from me.
No, happy days. Happy days. As I say, the other night against Sweden for the semi-finals, we managed to get Ryan over 100 subscribers, which was absolutely fantastic. So thank you to you lot for going over to Ryan's channel and showing your support. Really do appreciate it from everybody. Huddersfield Town fan or not, let's just give him some support. We all know they should have been the team in the Premier League, not the red shirt. The red shirt. They always look on the red shirt of the Trent, as people keep singing. Let's have a look at some of the comments then before we get started. I'm not even going to attempt to look through the laptops. It will slow down. But Matt starts off by giving us a hey, and then he gives us a woohoo. So Matt, very, very happy. Simon seems to think we'll lose 4-0. Well, you guys will lose 4-0. Obviously, he hopes he's wrong. Dennis Cook says, is the new right back any good, the Brazilian? Apparently so. Apparently so. We have I'm as bad as you with your YouTube channel. We have a Brazilian imminent coming into the club. Right back, looks like a very decent player. But we will see. We will see. Time will tell. It's all a new learning curve for company's men. Carl's in. He says, hi, pal. Hope you're okay. All is well here, Carl. Hopes all well with yourself. Matt says, big up to both. Yeah, big up to yourself, Matthew. Thank you very much. Matt says, genius feature. Genius feature. Look. I've got the best. I've got the best. Research one says, so we're going to address the elephant in the room. What would that be? What would that be? Damak says, I'm going Germany or France, but I would say Germany. Well, obviously, that's now underway. So we will be keeping tabs on that as well. So obviously, I will, to be fair, I've not even put TV on today. I'm so behind. I've not even put the telly on. I've not even got that. I'm nowhere near the remotes. It's like I wish I could do something from Star Wars where I just fire back over to me hand or something. But it's not going to happen. Supposed to be the best in the BPL. Okay. Carl says, I'm going to Turkey tomorrow, so looks like it's a bar and a few beers to watch the game. Gutted couldn't go to the game. You and me both, mate. Not going to Turkey. I'm not going to Turkey, but I can't get to the game either. So it'll either be the fan zone or a watch along. Matt says, best home kit. Clearly talking about Burnley, obviously. Then says, nice, plenty of right backs now. Spot on. The missus is in again, of course. I expect nothing more. It's a battle between Kate and Matt at the moment. Prue comes in more regular. Matt's in. If you haven't seen any new content from Ryan, please go to Huddersfield Town Fan TV and subscribe. Totally agree, Matt. True Red says, point for Burnley away at Huddersfield, who get beat. Just to remind Ryan again in the playoff final by us. He just twist that knife a little bit more. Won't be a bad start for either side. No, I'd snap your hand off for a point, but we'll see. Anthony says, hi, Dan, your twin streamed over just over 5 minutes ago. Got to say he's the better looking one. I'll give you that. True says, because we are not Forest and we're Premier League. That's what you just said, Dan. No, I didn't. Kate says, I hope Burnley come back with a bang. Lots of changes to the team. New manager, young talent. I look forward to this. Matt says 0-0. Wouldn't surprise me. First game of the season, it would not surprise me if it's a drab 0-0. Delboy says, what's the crack? What's the bleeding story, Danny boy? How are you, Delboy? Hope you are well. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you being in the chat, as always. Dan Max says, you call yourself a semi-kind of man, not even on. Anthony says, big up, Delboy. Big hi to Anthony. Kate says, I've been here since the beginning. No competition. And then Matt says, no competition, Kate, indeed. Scott's in. Hope you're well, Scott. Hope you are well, mate. And everything's good here. So hope you are well. Delbert says, I've no missus to watch me. Our man likes to keep a beady eye out, make sure I'm doing everything right. And Carl says, everybody subscribe to both channels and give a like. He deserves it. Do appreciate that, Carl. Thank you very much. Right, let's get into it. Let's get into the business stuff. It's It's Nottingham, by the way, not Notts. Yeah, well, I did it on purpose because I knew it would wind you up. See, sometimes you just gotta angle those in there and some laughing emojis along the way. So yeah, first and foremost, Ryan, it's the opening day of the Championship season. Been 6 years since we've been in this division. So not going into this a little bit blindly, not knowing what to expect. Give us your thoughts first and foremost on last season and how, obviously, now that you've had time to process everything that's happened.
Yeah, I think that last season was very special. I'm just really kind of down about the ending. That we deserved better in that final. We did, and I hate going on about it, but we did. We did get robbed in that final. But yeah, overall, lots of positives for us last season. Like I said, to finish third in the league on the budget that we're on is just incredible. And we had lots of wonderful memories. The rise of players that we never kind of expected to see in the first team so soon. Like John Russell. Obviously, I've seen him in the academy a few times, but I didn't realise he'd be stepping up to the plate in January time and really making names. And Sorba Thomas as well, another player that maybe I felt like could do things, but I didn't expect to see that from him. Danny Ward again, getting on the goal, kind of scoring that first goal and then kicking on and finishing the season in double figures. So yeah, lots of positives. I loved last season. It was fantastic. It was great to be able to get back into stadiums. Of course it was. But yeah, ultimately, that playoff final, I don't keep going back to it, but I think it'll take ages to get over that. It really still hurts that. It does.
I bet it does. I mean, regarding that playoff final, I think, even fans that weren't fans of Huddersfield Town thought you at least deserved one penalty, a bare minimum. And I think that it's probably more infuriating hearing that than anything else, because obviously you know the situation yourself. But do you think last season for you was a season of overachievement, or do you think it was a case of that, it was written on the cards? I mean, because there was a few players for you that you probably didn't expect to make gigantic leaps and step-ups, especially people like Sorba Thomas.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, we definitely overachieved and way overachieved. Like I say, the season before, finishing, quite low down the table. Obviously, coming into last season, there was a lot of kind of. I was probably thinking to myself, probably, it'd be nice to see a bit of progress, maybe jump a few places than what we had. So to get to that height of third, it was definitely overachievement for me. Like I say, and yeah, like I say, we the recruitment as well though last summer as well was outstanding. It really was. The players that we brought in, there were a lot of uncertainty going into last season actually about the goalkeeping situation. And obviously, we found a real genuine Lee Nichols who was the best keeper in the league in my opinion. Absolutely unbelievable. And many others obviously that we managed to bring in. And a lot of people doubted the recruitment. When kind of brought these players in, but we showed what we could do, and Carlos as well, a big part of that as well. He just got stronger and stronger. He made mistakes at times, but who doesn't? But yeah, we're very lucky to have him for the time we did.
No, I agree. And just before we talk about obviously, recruitment and Carlos, I mean, some of the players that last season, who for you do you think came on leaps and bounds last year that it really impressed you?
I have to give it to Sorba Thomas. I have to, because we hadn't obviously we hadn't seen when he came, and obviously we kind of expected the adaptation from obviously going from non-league to this level. It does take time to adapt and really kind of well, usually it does. But with Sorba, we didn't see much of him when he came in. And then obviously he worked hard in the summer and he was ready to go. Obviously, he got his opportunity, and he really took it. And we just saw that progression, throughout the season, and he just kept getting better and better and better. And his distribution is just incredible. His rise, I have to give it to him for that reason alone. He was just superb to watch. He's such a joy to watch as well. He's not frightened to try stuff. Keep going forward and attack. He's, at all costs, he's always looking for that ball forward, and that's what I like about him. He's just fantastic.
No, I don't blame you. I think he's an absolute fantastic talent. True Red says there, we'll say one penalty should have been given, but look, it was a fantastic achievement, overachieved massively. Carlos Corberan did wonders. His sudden departure shocked us all, and we will talk about that as well. So, Carlos Corberan then.
Yeah.
What a very untimely departure. With everything that happened last year, you probably think, right, that let's go one better potentially than the playoffs. You were the most informed team last year towards the back end of the league, and then the shock news came that he left. I mean, how did you feel about that?
Yeah, well, first of all, I was absolutely gobsmacked. I really was when I found out about this, as we all were in the town, really. And yeah, I was very much gutted and upset, to be honest with you, because I felt like, Carlos, obviously, I just felt like we deserved to go up last season. I'm not being biased, but I believe that we, and I was kind of thinking to myself, had we have gone up, would you have stayed? And all these permutations that you're kind of going through your head. I was the overriding kind of factor here is obviously it was gutting. It really was. That was the overriding emotion that I was feeling at that point when I found out.
Oh, I bet. And just a word on Carlos. I mean, him as a manager coming in as his first real job as a number one. You must be happy with what he achieved, even in that short spell.
Absolutely. What he did in that short spell was truly incredible. If you remember when he first came in, he probably came into something that he never kind of expected it to be as bad as it was, because at the time he was very, very much struggling. And obviously he came in kind of midway through a season, and then obviously with COVID as well, we didn't really get to see him in person until the season after. And yeah, he gave us our football club back. That's what I say to myself. He did. He created a team that we can be proud of again, and that's what he did. He created a style that he stuck to, and he was very much entertaining kind of brand of football that he gave us. And yeah, I'll be always thankful for what he did, because even though he's left us now, he's really set us in good stead. Moving on to this next chapter now with Danny Schofield, of course, but. Yeah, I can't praise him highly enough. Really, he was just outstanding, and it is a shame that he decided to depart, because I felt like this season he could have really, took us even further. And I'd love to have seen him do that, because I believe he deserved to have a chance in the Premier League, being the front man kind of thing. So. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, very, very happy with him, and I wish him all the best. Whatever his next chapter is, I'm sure he'll have plenty of offers. Maybe he'll have a break now, but he'll definitely be back in, managerial duties very soon. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Matt says exactly the same with you. Exactly, he says. True, says Sober Thomas Sand from Boreham Wood did really well, stepped up to the plate, which fans do have questions. Makes over non-league players with that step up. Yeah, I agree with that. And Jag is in the chat as well. Hope you're well, mate. He says, looks like Burnley will sign Brazilian right back Vitinho anytime soon. Now, yeah, it looks like it is soon to be on the cards, probably announced tomorrow now. We'll see. Who knows? We could get a late one through the door. So, yeah, a point in-house. Was you expecting more of a name than Danny Schofield, or are you happy that you've sort of kept it as Danny Schofield, or do you think it's something that's the hierarchy? Is it Hoyle?
Yeah, Hoyle, yeah, and Dean Hoyle
Yeah.
now.
Do you think he sort of took the easy route by appointing in-house?
Well, first of all, I think that worth noting that Danny has been at the club a number of years. He was there when David Wang was there. He was behind the scenes there. Obviously, he kept on when Carlos came in as well, behind the scenes again. So I think that this guy, even though he's not had experience as a manager, I think he's very experienced. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's kind of built up his knowledge, since kind of coming back to the club in a kind of backroom kind of staff role. I think that it wasn't the easy route. I think that the trust that the club have with him, you can sense that. Like I say, a great player in his day as well. He loves the club. I think it makes perfect sense, especially with the timing as well of this. Because, by the way, I was very shocked at the timing of when Carlos left. Because if you look at his statement, he said, obviously, kind of, it seems to me like he was wanting a bit more money to spend. Because obviously, he did finish third with the budget was on. I felt like he wanted a bit more money to spend in this, and that's maybe why he went. But I can't understand why he left at the time he did. Because the reality is if he would have brought in somebody absolutely brand new with the timing, with the timing issues, I think it would have been more disruptive for us to appoint someone absolutely completely new. So I think it makes perfect sense to get Danny in now, and I think, yeah, like I say, it's his. I believe it's his time to step up. Everybody has to start somewhere, and I believe that Danny can be successful with us this season. I really do.
No, fair shout. True Red says Burnley fans kept saying when Carlos departed they'd be against Sean Dash on opening night. I honestly thought Dash would have potentially took that job. I didn't think it were a bad one. Chris Welch is in as well. He says, evening lads, hope you're well. In from work. Hope you're well, Chris. And he says, intriguing opening weekend game. Should be an intriguing season for both. As I say, I would snap your hand off as long as both get promoted at the end of the season, but
absolutely.
We'll see. We'll see. If it had to be one place in the playoffs between the two of us, of course, we're going to back our own. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. So obviously, we'll briefly talk about the outgoings now. So Lewis O'Brien and Toffolo for a start. Let's get that one out of the way because they've gone on to Forest. You sort of expected that. But what's your thoughts after it had been brought up quite a few times?
Yeah, well, I think it was kind of, we kind of got to this stage. Obviously, it was only announced but I felt like when we got to this stage, I was thinking to myself, maybe we've got a chance of keeping one of them at least. I was still expecting Lewis O'Brien to leave, admittedly, but I was thinking that maybe Toffolo will actually stay on. But we kind of expected either of them to go. My overriding emotion is obviously disappointment, obviously. But I think that, the recruitment that we brought in, I think that, you're not going to replace Lewis O'Brien, but you can get like-for-like replacements for sure. I think we've done that very well. It's gutting to see Lewis go. What he's done, since he's kind of, he's developed as a footballer and he's really pushed on his game. But I still feel like in that final third, that final ball, he didn't score many goals either. I'm not saying it's not a big loss, but I'm just saying, if you look between the lines, maybe to develop even more, maybe he did need to go elsewhere. With Toffolo, yeah, I mean, it's a strange one really for me with Toffolo because if you look at Forest, the kind of depth they've got in that position, I'm not sure he's going to be anywhere, not really in that team at all. But the thing is with Toffolo, he was great going forward, and that was absolutely fantastic. You saw it at the back in the last season, the amount of goals and assists he was getting. But the reality is, he was a defender, and I think that he was very much vulnerable in that department at times. I think that he was the best defensively. And we did actually, by the way, offer Toffolo a new contract, and it would have made him one of the highest players at town, and he rejected it.
Wow.
Obviously, with him going into his final year of his contract, if he doesn't want to be there anyway, get rid of him. Lewis O'Brien, I felt, was the more professional one till the end, whereas Toffolo disappointed me a bit in that aspect because I feel like he was a bit, I don't know, I just feel like he was a bit shady at times. I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit, but I just feel like Lewis O'Brien, you know what, he just deserves to be playing Premier League football. There's no doubt about that. Whether, like I say, I don't know, but it is what it is. Players do move on. We have to move on, and we've got some exciting new talent coming through the door that have already come through the door that I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, we'll speak about that in just a second. Bailey Francis is in, a Villa fan, says, "You all right, lads? Hope you are well. Excited for the season. I'm ready to finish top 10 in the Prem, up the Villa, and good luck for the rest of the season." Well, from one claret to another, good luck, go and smash it. I say, put Kate's comment up to Scott earlier. Niall's in, big up, hope you're well, Niall. Matt says, good point, Kate, there. Scott says, hope you're well to Bailey. However, I don't see Villa making top 10. Think they'll drop this season. True Red says, Lewis O'Brien wasn't there a Ron Weasley chant for him. Thought I'd seen some on that on Ben HD.
Yeah, there was a chant. Yeah, kind of a bit funny one, really. But yeah, he does look a bit like Ron Weasley. But yeah, it was a chant for us that we had of him.
So regarding your transfer business, obviously incomings, you excited by some of the players that have come in? I mean, more importantly, I think even not being a Town fan, you know, Lee Nichols signing a new contract, that's as good as a signing for me. If I was a fan of that club, when he's such a big presence, really. So yeah, I mean, tell us about the business you've done so far.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, very, very early on, actually, we welcomed back Will Boyle to the club. Obviously, one of our academy graduates who found himself very limited to 13 football. At the time when he moved on, he was kind of thinking to himself, he did need to be moving on and getting senior football, and who can blame him for that? You know, he wasn't really getting a look in at Town, and he was wanting to make that step up. So obviously, he's gone away, he's developed his game, and yeah, I'm very happy with this first sign that we made. I really am, because I feel like he's come back a very good player. He's developed so much, and yeah, he's one of those no-nonsense defenders you need at the back as well. So yeah, I'm very happy with that signing. Again, he knows the club. He's been here from a young age, and obviously he's gone away and come back. So yeah, the signing makes sense, and I'm really excited to see what he can do this season. He'll definitely play a part throughout the season, no doubt about it. And then obviously, the one that really excites me the most, though, I must admit, is obviously getting Jack Radoni through the door, who is a player that was very much highly thought of at Wimbledon, and also very much, a player that had a lot of interest from other clubs, by the way. And if you look at his stats as well, in a very struggling Wimbledon side, he still managed to get 12 goals, and he was, fair enough. Obviously, gets a lot of assists as well. He did manage to get quite a few assists as well. So to think what he can do in a side like this is really exciting. Like I say, he's only 21. He plays in that attacking role, and we needed more kind of flair in the attacking third at times last season. And yeah, this signing excites me. Again, another sign I really like the look of is obviously David Kasumu from MK Dons, who again, another exciting young player coming through, obviously highly thought of at MK Dons. And yeah, I'm very happy to see him. He looks very, and I've seen a few pre-season games so far, and like I say, he looks very, very good on the ball. He looks very composed. He looks very quick. And yeah, I like the look of him as well. Obviously, Connor Mahoney is another one who obviously was at Millwall. To be honest with you, I mean, it is good to get somebody in that can offer that experience. But I mean, does it excite me? It doesn't really. But it's a player that can give you another option, maybe from the bench. He's not going to be starting for you, but it will be an option from the bench. But yeah, it is one of those, and obviously. Bringing in obviously Nakayama, who is a left back, a guy who played in the top division in the Dutch league for Zwolle. Again, 25 years old, that bit more experienced. We were short at left back, to be honest with you, so it's good to get somebody in at left back. And yeah, he looks a very good sign as well. We haven't seen any of him in pre-season though, by the way, because obviously the lateness of when he came in, then he was probably going to play last weekend, but he didn't have international clearance. That should be cleared now, as far as I'm concerned. It was expected to go through within the last few days. So I'll be interested to see how they all get on. But I'm very excited. Like I say, we've got some really. We've been very clever with our transfer business this year. We haven't. I like the model we have, by the way, as well. I don't want to splash money on players. I like to keep it, the way we have because it's effective. And yeah, let's see what happens with these players. But I'm very much excited to see kind of what these players can do because there's lots of potential in these signings, definitely.
So as you said as well there, then to be honest, it's going to be interesting. Some of the signings you brought in, I'm as I said, the Conor Mahoney one. That's going to be. I quite like that signing. I think he'd be a very, very, very good Huddersfield player. Sort of fit the system quite well, especially if Danny Schofield continues in the same sort of, same sort of mould of what Carlos was trying to achieve. Then fingers crossed it will pay off, in dividends. The True Red says brought in some good players who are young and have the potential to be stronger as players. I've got to admit that. Kate says as well, if you're new to the channel, remember to give Daniel a sub for more championship/football content and the off surprise thrown in. And also get over to Ryan's channel too. He just hit 100 and he's on the road to 200 as well. So yeah, I do appreciate it. And as Kate says there, the link is in the description of this video. I don't know why I start doing these stupid, funny voices. I don't know why. Bailey says, I think Burnley need to get more players, like a backup keeper and 2 centre-backs with Ben Meagon and Nick Pope. Yeah, we are looking. Companies apparently said we are still in the market for at least another 5 or 6. So, there's still time. We will see. So that brings us to the current day then. We're about to get underway at the John Smith Stadium on Friday night, live on Sky or live from the stadium if you were a lucky bugger and have a season ticket or managed to bag a ticket. But yeah, I mean, you looking forward to it or quite nervous? I mean, it's all the first one of the season. It's almost one of those where you sort of just want to get it out the way and see how you get on, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know about you, Dan, but I just love that buzz for that opening game. I do. There's something about I am a bit kind of, what's going to happen, but I'm very much excited because, like I say, I know it's kind of come around quite quickly, hasn't it? Obviously, with the shortness of the, obviously, getting back a bit earlier than normal due to the World Cup happening. But I'm a mix of emotions. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the new season, see what we can do. But yeah, also very much a bit nervous. I mean, I'm not nervous. I mean, I am a bit, but I don't know. Just bring it on. I'm looking forward to it.
I bet. True Red says, see, the missus knows how it goes and constantly reminds people in the chat, you've got a good one, Dan. Oh, I've definitely got a good one. Funnily enough, she's a Yorkshire lass. Well, she was born in Yorkshire, but she's Lancashire through and through. But yeah, probably delirious from your hardcore podcasting schedule. It's very, very busy until we've kicked that ball on Friday. It's non-stop, all go, especially tomorrow. Anthony says 9-0 Huddersfield. Come on, Anthony. Come on. We're already joking on Ryan's channel. If Dwayne Holmes gets an hat-trick, I'll get his name tattooed on my forehead. As Kate says there, behave, Anthony. Kate says, oh, thanks, True Red. I'm glad you're reminding Dan how good he's got it. Why don't you, when we're off camera, remind me how good I've got it as well? Hoo-yoy! Trying to set the world alight with that one. And say, look, and Anthony, is that just how easy it is? Do I just have to say sorry to her? See, because I like to argue back and then let it go on for a couple of days and then stew and then we argue and fall. I'm joking. Sorry, Kate. To be honest, right, I am papping myself. I am the closer it gets to Friday, the more I am really nervous. I think obviously we've not been in the league for a while, you're sort of still trying to think how much the league's adapted. I mean, it's like I said to the missus the other day. She, funnily enough, won the predictions last year in the Prem. She knows. She'll hold her hand up. She knows naff all about football, but she won the predictions. I finished bottom, which says it all. So I mean, come on, you saw me. Beth Mead have 2 shots on target. Don't even flaming have the ball. Didn't even get anywhere near the net. So yeah, my antics in that department are quite shocking. So yeah, she even said, I explained to her, that how much the championship is different. Last year Barnes, not last year, but the year before last, Barnsley were in the playoffs. They were rocking it, absolutely. Everyone was like, "Whoa, like where's this come from?" And then last season relegated. I said it just goes to show how difficult and how so up and down the championship can be. I mean, just to people and Burnley fans watching, just tell us what the championship is like, how much it's changed, and how much you need to adapt to such a tough league. And for me, I think tougher than the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said that. I mean, yeah, it is brutal, the championship. It really is, like I say, relentless. The games you have to play, obviously, you play a lot more games in the championship. There's no rest. Anybody can beat anybody on the day. That's the crazy nature of this league. That's what you love about the championship. I think that you've got to be kind of ready to fight. It's not easy, like you say. It is very, very much difficult. Like you see with Barnsley, obviously 1 minute up there, the next relegated. So it's brutal. It takes no prisoners of the championship, if you could say so. And you've got to be on it. And yeah, if you don't get the decisions right off the field, and obviously it goes onto the pitch, you're in big trouble. Because, like I say, once you kind of, basically, I feel like to win a game in the championship, no matter who you're facing, I don't care if it's, for example, let's look at this season. If you're playing Rotherham, you have to be still at a very good level to beat anyone. But yeah, you know what I mean. So you have to perform to the very, very best to get results. But yeah, I hope I've kind of summarised that right. But it is tough. It's a tough all league, very competitive. It's one of the most competitive leagues for me. I think it's just crazy how one team, that's maybe toward the top, can beat somebody. Maybe someone at the bottom can beat somebody from the top. Sorry, should I say? It's just unpredictable.
That's one thing I never get over. Like, so you could go like 6 or 7 games unbeaten, play some bottom of the league that hasn't won a game in like 12, and they go and beat you something like 3-4-0, and you're just like, what? That's my memories of the championship anyway. But as I say, Renee's in, Ant's in, Talk's in. Do appreciate everybody as well. As Ant says there, get those likes up, people. Smash a like on this match preview. What I forgot to say as well is you will be able to catch this match preview on podcast platform as well at the end of this. So it will be downloaded and put in as an audio recording and be put onto the likes of Spotify, Apple Podcast and Google Podcast. So if you think that we've got a face for radio, which as of tomorrow, I'm pretty much going to have, then obviously you can listen to us on there. If you are listening right now, hello to all of you. Thank you very much for your support last season. And as I say, we are back with the match previews. But please do get the likes up, people, and subscribe to myself and Ryan's channel if you can. Do appreciate it. Kate says, oh, yes, I did. And I won. Let me tell you, did I win a prize? No. Did I deserve a prize? Yes. Still waiting. I'm your prize. I have renewed your relationship contract for another year. Just calm down. Listen, I've even took the terms of a few things out. So don't worry. I've been kind to you. Comments coming in now. It's going crazy. Kate says, I'm worried about the championship predictions, but if I'm against you, Daniel, maybe not so much after last season's. Yeah, I can agree with that. Trura says, haha, see, always the lasses reminding us to keep us on track with stuff here. My mum doesn't stop me now, and I'm 22. Kate treats me like a mother at sometimes. Although I tell her, she's not my mum, you're not my mum. It's fine, I can do it. But Matt says 0-0 at the moment, Germany and France. And then literally a minute later, Germany 1-0. And then Kate says, you'd be lost without us, which is true. It's true. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Dennis says, I agree, it's a tough league. Might take a few games to bed the Burnley lads in. Oh, definitely. And with them being so young, they're going to have to get used to taking the knocks. Carl says Germany 1-0 as well. Why is it messing up now? Kate says, I asked Daniel if you're sponsored by True Red Barbecue earlier. True Red, it needs to happen. True Red's barbecue in Manchester, by the way, is quality. I know it's in other areas as well, but the one in Manchester is a go-to, and I love it. Rennie says, hey, Kate again, how are you? Kate says, still the same as it. Oh, it's going crazy again. Damat said, I did say 1-0 Germany so far. Kate says, still the same as earlier when we spoke. Anthony says, I think I've subbed to Ryan's channel. What's it called? Click the link in this video. Go into the description. Click the link to Ryan's channel, and it'll tell you. If it says subscribed, then you've already done it, Anthony. You've already done. And Kate says, and I'm a Burnley fan, and you may be sold to another club. So, yeah, whatever. Don't know what you're on about. Calm down. Shh. And Matt's obviously put it in there. Huddersfield Town Fan TV. Swans away days. Reese is in the chat. Reese is in the chat. Hope you're well, Reese. He's gone 2-1 Burnley for him. I knew there was a reason why I liked you, Reese. I knew there was a reason why I like you. Finally, someone in the chat that actually thinks Burnley's going to get a result on Friday. Everyone's been like Huddersfield 9-0 and Huddersfield will do something. Although I do believe probably 0-0 is probably how it will end up. So yeah, Ryan. Danny Schofield's not really cracked up to the job. And they're looking for a new manager. And it's been a few weeks now. Ryan Mather announced as new Huddersfield Town manager ahead of Friday's fixture. Who is in your starting 11 for Friday?
Yeah, well, I've actually drafted up a very nice.
Look at the homework you've done there. I love this. Love it.
Yeah, which I have actually done. So I'm just going to get this up for you now. Here we are. So I've gone for a 4-2-3-1 formation, by the way. I think that this system will suit us better this time with the players we've got. So obviously it has to be Nichols in goal for me. I would start the new left-back Nakayama in this one. I think even though he's not played with the team in a match, I think he's still got the qualities to come in and settle in very nice. Obviously, he has been in training with the squad, so he does know the lads as well. So I do believe that's the best option at left-back for us on Friday. And then obviously in the centre-back roles, I have to go with Tom Lees and Matty Pearson. I think two players that just was unbelievable last season. They really were, to come in and do what they've done was outstanding, and they've really developed that partnership. But again, it was close because there's another option in Boyle that obviously, and Edmonds Green obviously came back from Rotherham last season, had a strong season at Rotherham last season. Another option. We've got so much depth. I'm sorry, but we have, and it's just such a difficult decision. But yeah, I've gone with those two based on last season. I believe that those two do start the season on merit for sure. And then obviously right back now, I've gone with Turton here because I believe that Turton did start off slowly, admittedly last season at the start, but he grew into it. He got better. We saw him get better with that consistency in the side, and when he got the opportunity, obviously Pippa was kind of playing that position a lot of the time. But when he did get opportunity to turn, he was very impressive. And I believe this is his time to step up to the plate now and be a regular third teamer at that right back slot. Then obviously in the two holding positions in midfield, I've gone with Russell. Again, Russell, another quality player that just obviously came out of nowhere, like I said earlier, and really developed and really impressed us and shocked us all by how good he actually was. It felt like as the weeks progressed and we kept seeing more of him, it felt like he was actually been playing senior men's football for years. But the reality is it was only like a month or so since he was in the academy. So a bit of perspective. But I think he's got another strong season ahead of him. I think he can really push on to another level. And yeah, definitely for me in that role. Now, this final defensive midfield role is very difficult because obviously there's Hogg, but we've got Kasumu now who's coming and really impressed me. I think what I will say, Kasumu is the more fluid one. He looks more quicker on the ball. He finds the pass a lot better than Hogg does potentially. But Hogg's that person that you want in your side that just gets stuck in and isn't scared to think. But I'm sorry, Hogg, but I'm going to have to go with Kasumu here. I just think Kasumu's impressed me in pre-season, and I just believe that I think he should start this game because obviously we can't, Hogg is very impressive and he will play a big part this season, but I have to go with him. I'm sorry, Hogg, I love you, but I can't. I just have to go with what I think. And obviously, another player that I actually forgot to mention, Dan, obviously Tino Angerin, who was arrived back from, by the way, blowing egg. Still, I haven't forgotten about you, Tino. It's just been so overwhelming these last few weeks. But yeah, a very, very. I'll just quickly say brief about him, and then I'll kind of say who I want on that left hand side. Yeah, Tino, great to see him back. I think when he came in January last season, obviously he was injured at the time, and then we saw glimpses when he got back fit, what he can do, especially the game at Coventry where he really did play well and obviously scored. I think now he's got a full pre-season under his belt. He's actually just before he signed for us, he went out to America with the Chelsea first team, and I think that's a valuable experience and learning curve for a player of, obviously of that age. Obviously, he's still young, and to learn under Tuchel as well, obviously out there, and obviously play around players that are just unbelievable. It'll be a vital experience. So I think he's in very much good stead to come back here and showcase what he can truly do. And I'm very positive about that sign. I think that he will. I think he'll have a very good season, providing he can keep fit. But I'll stop off on about that. But yeah, Tino is one to watch in our side this season as well. And then moving on to that is I have to start with Tino in this left attacking role. I think we've got a lot of options, by the way, in this left attacking role. Koroma, Grant, and obviously Pat Jones has been knocking on the door. And I'm not going to mention Holmes because I'm not a big fan of Holmes, Dan. So I don't want anywhere near that starting lineup. But Tino for me on that left. Now, the central attacking midfield role has to go to Jack Radoni. I've spoke highly of this guy, and I believe he's a very exciting talent. I have to go with him. He just excites me. When I've seen him play, seen his highlights, he's just fearless, and yeah, he'll really be very much suited to our style of play, I believe. And then obviously Sorba Thomas on the right. There's no question there. And I think Sorba is in for another fantastic season. I think he can, improve even more this season, by the way. I think that what Sorba needs to do now is, he had a lot of assists last season, as we know, but I think he could do with getting a few more goals in as well from that position he plays too. But I believe in him, and I think he will have an even better season, if that is possible. But yeah, I do believe it. And then obviously leading the line, for me, Danny Ward has to start in that 9. But yeah, that's my team selection.
No, fair shout. Fair shout. Matt says it's 1-1 at half-time. It was an own goal by the German goalkeeper. So it's all still to play for in that game. I want to just go back to a comment that Carl came out with regarding Burnley. He says, who do you think will be captain? I think Brownhill. It'll be a toss-up between him and Jack Cork for me, I think. I don't think we've really signed a player that comes in and screams leadership qualities. So, yeah, it'll either be between Jack Cork or Josh Brownhill. With the fact that Josh Brownhill was interviewed ahead of this game, you'd like to think that potentially you'd interview your captain ahead of the first game of the season. So maybe it is Josh. We will see. We will see. So let's go to the new comments. Mark Green says, Jack Radoni, baller, and a big reason why Wimbledon will struggle being without him. And Rene says, is this pre-season match or league match? Listen, you Premier League lot, come on. Get with the programme. Proper football starts on Friday, Renee. Proper football starts. And it's going to be extremely, extremely interesting. What I'm going to do is, Ryan, before I ask you what your score prediction is, let's just have a look what people are saying in the chat first. Anthony says it will be Brownhill, the captain. True Red says, Ryan, my Wembley visit was ruined when me and my dad saw the Huddersfield squad walk into our hotel room from their morning walk when we were going to Wembley before it was packed. Renee says, okay, calm down. I'm calm. I was just having a joke with you. So don't worry about it. Dennis says, I think Brownhill will have a good season this year. Yeah, I think the fact that he'll be playing in a more attacking role will really benefit him as well. Another reason why maybe he stayed. So yeah, I want to play a little game called This or That, and obviously we'll get your opinions before I get your score prediction.
This or that.
So literally, this is just a little game where I'm going to give you two options, and you've just got to tell me which one you prefer. And I've tried not to make it easy. Well, I hope it's not easy anyway. But you know, I'll just say to Matt, he says, firstly, good luck to Burnley for the upcoming season, depending on the outcome on Friday. Either way, it should be good luck for the rest of the season until we play each other twice. But you know, I get what you mean. The sentiment's still there. So anyway, we'll start with this or that quiz. And first up, David Wagner or Carlos Corberan?
Oh, lovely there. That is actually, I have to go with the guy that got us to the Premier League. We never thought we would get there. So it has to be David Wagner for me.
Nah, fair enough. Netflix or YouTube?
Ooh, I like YouTube.
No, fair one. Work hard or play hard?
Work hard.
Yeah, if you work hard, you've got more spends to play hard, don't you? I suppose. Carlan Grant or Jordan Rhodes?
Jordan Rhodes.
I thought that might have been the easiest one. Aaron Moy or Jonathan Hogg?
Aaron Moy, because Aaron Moy was the best player I've ever seen in a Township. I'll say that still to this day.
Fair play. Facebook or Twitter?
Twitter.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Jonas Lossell or Lee Nichols?
Oh, that is a difficult one because I'll tell you why before I answer, by the way. I'm sorry to go on, but Jonas Lossell showed a lot of support for my group, actually, Proud Terriers, and I really appreciate that. You know, he was very much in that inclusion kind of category. So, yeah. Oh. Lee Nichols, though, is the best keeper I've ever seen at Town. I've said it. I've said the statement. So, Lee Nichols, it has to be you.
Oh, fair shout. Aidan says, who's in the chat, he says Carlos. Anthony says Wagner. Aidan says Netflix. Anthony says YouTube. Matt says Netflix. Aidan says work hard. Anthony says work hard. Matt says work hard. Matt says Jordan Rhodes. Aidan says Grant. Matt says Hogg. True Red says not Jordan Rhodes. Aidan says Facebook. Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Ooh, interesting. If you could swap any current player in your squad with a Burnley player, who would it be?
Oh, good question. I mean, to be honest with you, you've had that many outgoings. I don't know who's who now, but
who's left?
Oh gosh. Good question. This I'm struggling. Yeah. I don't know, John. I mean, give me some options. I mean, give me some players. I mean, I can't think.
We've still, as it stands, got McNeil. We've still got Cornet. we've got Ashley Barnes, Jay Rodriguez, Jack Cork, Josh Brownhill,
Oh yeah, I've got it.
Ashley
Cornet.
Westwood, Cornet, of course.
Cornet, a goal.
And who would we end up with? Let me guess. Dwayne Holmes under the hammer.
Yeah. You can have Dwayne Holmes. You know,
No.
I'll Burnley if you want down. I'll drive him there if you want.
You're all right. I mean, it'd be nice to see you in Burnley, but you know, if it's to drop Dwayne Holmes off, I'd be like, no, turn this car around, piss off, see you later. True Red says Connor Roberts will come to Forest. Connor Roberts is in for the long haul, I hope. And the main question, Ryan, the big one: does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes, it does. I love
you dirty bastard!
I do.
No.
Ham and pineapple is the way forward, Dan. You know.
No, Ryan. Oh.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah.
Oh, he's gone double O quits and lost. I cannot believe you said it belongs on pizza. Kate says it though. Kate says pineapple belongs on pizza. Disgusting. You've gone from up there to down there, and then you've just gone that little bit lower, and that's only because we play on Friday. But then you'll go back to there. But got some work to do, boy. Honestly, pineapple on pizza. Oh, that's as bad as that Blackburn kit earlier. That says pepperoni. Wasn't the option, but you know what? Fair play. We'll roll with it. Says he loves pizza with pepperoni. Anthony says, yes, pineapple on pizza. You're just as much of a dirty bastard as well, Anthony, to be honest. Mike says, does not. I agree. Matt says, not pineapple for me. I agree. And Kate says, just remember, Ryan, his opinion is irrelevant if you enjoy it. No, if you enjoy it, you do. I'm just having a wind-up. I just have a wind-up. It's all in jest. However, we are approaching the hour mark. Ryan, thank you very, very much. The last thing I need to ask you, really, what is your score prediction?
Dan, I mean, this is going to be difficult. I definitely think that Burnley will provide a very tough test for us. I really do. But I have to back us because we're at home.
Yeah.
We have got the fans that are great. You know, we will make a lot of noise at the John Smiths, and yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Burnley. I'm sorry, Dan, but I have to go with this scoreline for that reason. I'm going 2-0 to Huddersfield.
Fair enough. Don't even think we'll score.
I don't. I think
you know what? I'm gonna sit at home. I'm gonna drink my own piss and eat pineapple on pizza if we get beat 2-0. Honestly, but no. Jokes aside, we will see. I'm not going to give my prediction just yet because I'm doing the prediction show tomorrow, so that should be interesting. As I say, I will let you know then. Don't want to let the cat out of the bag too soon. As Matt says there, match is back. Football is back. Matt says, I predicted 2-1 to Huddersfield. Come on, Mark. You're dropping in estimation as well. Behave yourself. Yeah. Kate says, shit question, Anthony. Matt says, Huddersfield to win 2-1. You know what? I just want a good, clean game. Everyone comes away uninjured. And it just be a really good spectacle for the opening day of the season. Although we all know what it's like. Nobody wants to lose on the opening day. We'll get a 1-1, 2-2 or a 0-0. It'll just be a draw. But we will see. We'll see. Thank you very much for coming on, Ryan. I do appreciate you giving up your time tonight to come on. Obviously, I know you're going to the final on Sunday.
Yeah, I am. I'm sorry, but I couldn't take this opportunity.
If we lose, it's your fault.
Oh my goodness! But
if we lose, that's twice. That's 2 in a row that you've been to Wembley and lost out, and it'll be your fault this time, Mr. Superstition. You are to blame. Carl says 1-1. Brownhill to score. I'll take that. True Red says Huddersfield 1, Burnley 1. Yeah, as I say, I'll take that all day, every day of the week. But yeah, obviously, enjoy Sunday. It should be a good spectacle. Matt says his facial expression is adorable. There's always one. There's always one. It's so. No need to be sorry. There's no need to be sorry, Matt. Not at all. And Kate says, yeah, Anthony. Yeah, Anthony. However, yeah, enjoy Sunday. Obviously, Friday is the big one to get out the way first. Let's worry about that. But thank you for giving up your time. Thank you for giving us an insight into Huddersfield pre-season and everything like that. Again, tell people where they can find your stuff, because you do some amazing work and deserve a lot more than what you've got.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure as always, Dan. But yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Huddersfield Town Fan TV. Like I say, I do a mix of things, preview shows, review shows, predictions, and obviously my vlogs, which is the latest addition to the channel. I'll be actually vlogging the game on Friday, actually, so it will be an interesting one to get on. Obviously, with a few new additions, maybe a fan cam there, even there, before and after the game, but we'll see. But yeah, you can find me on there. Like I said, please go and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Like I say, hit over 100 subs now. So we're looking at 200, or maybe I should go to 150 first. And then, but anyway, whatever I get to, I really appreciate everybody that's sharing the spot. Obviously, you can find me on my social as well. Here we are. Can I say this right? HTFTV8. I did it! On Instagram and Twitter. So yeah, please go and follow me on there. Yeah, I post everything, obviously when I get a new video, it goes on there, so you can keep up to date that way. So I would really appreciate you going to follow me there. But yeah, that's it from me. Like I say, thank you for having me. And yeah, all the best to Burnley for the season, Dan. I really mean that. I've actually predicted you to finish first in the championship. So yeah, all the best. Apart from Friday, of course.
Yeah, of course. Go unbeaten the rest of the season. Just not that one. Matt says, "Thank you, Dan, for such a great live stream." Not at all. Thank you very, very much for being in the chat as well. Really do appreciate it. And Matt says, "Ryan, you are fabulous, darling. Absolutely fabulous." So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. Every single person that's been in the chat, do appreciate you all. If you haven't already, please drop a like on this video. I appreciate everyone that has so far. Also, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified of a video. I am in 10 minutes jumping over to another Huddersfield fan channel, where I will be talking Burnley and Burnley pre-season transfers, etc. So do go check us out. It's on a lad called Brad Barber. So if you want to type in Brad Barber and go check out his stuff as well. As I say, I'll be on there in 10 minutes. But yeah, please do show your support. Carl says, thanks to you both. Not a problem, Carl. Not a problem at all. Looking forward to this. And Matt says, what stream are you going on later, Dan? As I say, I'm going on Brad Barber's channel. Brad Barbs, however you want to call him. I'll be on there anyway. And also tomorrow, flip the switch. I'll also be doing the same thing I'm doing on Brad's channel, but on Ryan's. And obviously I'll be doing a match preview over on Ryan's channel as well tomorrow. As well as tomorrow's hectic, I'll be at the Turf to do video and audio recordings for radio. I'm looking forward to that. Then obviously I'm chatting to Ryan. I'm at 12:30 as well. I'm talking to a general football podcast that has over 23,500 followers. I'm looking forward to that. And also, as I say, in the evening, we are going to predict the opening weekend fixtures for the championship. So it's going to be interesting. Tomorrow is a very, very busy day. And then Friday, I'm just going to relax. I'm going to enjoy it with the family. And then when it comes to the evening, I'm going to go a little bit mental. So thank you very much, Ryan. Do appreciate it again. Please do help Ryan grow. Not that he's small or anything, but the channel, please help the channel out. And yeah, as I say, you've all been fantastic. Last couple of comments. True Red says, been quite rushed tonight with timings, but it's been entertaining to watch. It has. I'm going to have a lie down for about 2 minutes if I can. If I can get that, I'll try. Although about a minute in, I'll probably need a pee, and then it'll be like, oh, back to it. Kate says, thank you for the entertainment tonight. Until tomorrow for the first prediction show of the championship. Wish me luck. You'll be fine. You nail it every time. And she says, can I book myself in? I'll make some time for you. I got you McDonald's. What more do you want? Dennis says, cheers, Dan. Hope to see you on the turf. You will at some point. I will get myself on. Not a problem at all. So thank you very much for watching. It's been great to get football back underway, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the chat very, very soon. I say, catch us on Brad Barber's channel. If not, we will be back on here tomorrow as well, later in the evening, and I will also be on Ryan's channel if you have subbed to that. So thank you very much to you all. Love you all for all your comments and all your support, and we will see you guys real soon with another video. Thanks again, Ryan, and take it easy. And don't forget, up the Clarets.